Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. This Monday night, witness the end of an era. John Cena takes center stage for his final appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. One last match, one unforgettable farewell. Come celebrate the legacy of a true WWE legend. Monday Night Raw, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, only on Netflix. Be there for the moment everyone will be talking about.
Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55% so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
Welcome to another Finely Edge production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? So right, welcome to the Captain's Table at the Premier League Cricket Club, and today we've got Sam Johnson with us from Hucknall Cricket Club in the Nottinghamshire Premier League. One question to start with, Sam. Season's over, let's get straight into it. How are you feeling right now? Relief? Pride? Just knackered?
A pretty decent combination of all three, to be honest. Our league form was kind of patchy, a bit inconsistent. Was really happy with how he did in the cups.
Yeah.
So the pride bit comes in there, I guess. But yeah, it was a pretty kind of all-consuming season. So looking forward to a little bit of rest, to be honest.
Yeah, and obviously by doing well in the cups, that means more games, and that's why you can be knackered by the end of that season, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was. We had a spell where we seemed to be playing at big games kind of twice a weekend, and to be honest, I absolutely love it. But it does take a little bit of adjustment, having not done that for a few years.
Absolutely. Sum up this season then. Sum up 2025 in just one word.
Positive signs.
Like that, definitely. So, how would you describe the season overall in terms of the benchmark that you set for yourselves?
What, in terms of from the year before, or
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did really well 2024. There was a little bit of change in that winter. So then it was always going to be tough to replicate that. But I think we've put really good building blocks in place ready for next season, and I think we've kind of shown ourselves what can be done. And in our run in the T20, we won some good games in the Derby Cup and won some good games in the league as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're kind of like cautiously optimistic, but know that there's a hell of a lot of work that we've got to do to make sure that we hit the ground running next year.
Absolutely. What would you say the standout result or weekend for you was through the season, and maybe something that defined the season for you?
Yeah, so I'd say, I'll give two if that's all right. So
Yeah.
in the league, we went away to Woollerton. We'd been on a 3-game losing streak in the league and played quite poorly, actually. Had a bit of a chat about how we're going to go about things and stuff, and then we went there and beat a really good Woollerton team pretty convincingly. Scored I think 350 and
Mm-hmm.
on a great wicket, and won by maybe 120, 130 runs. So that was really that kind of turned our season around a bit. We went on our form from then to the end of the season was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a kind of regional T20 finals day at Scunthorpe where we beat Denby when we had no business beating them, really. We scored 108 in a T20 and defended it. Kudos to the bowlers and fielders. And then we went and obviously the wicket had got a bit more used.
Mm-hmm.
And we went and beat who was it, Doncaster, pretty convincingly, and we were excellent. That was kind of 40 overs where I thought we stuck to a game plan and we were really strong.
Yeah, you bowled them out for less than 100 Doncaster, if I remember rightly there, didn't
Yeah.
you? I'm going to ask the opposite, though, now, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. Which is the one that got away? Which is the one that really annoys you? And I think I know which one it's going to be.
Well, yeah, I mean, you were there, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah, like so that to me, that's the kind of obvious answer when it's all said and done, and for well, again, that wasn't based on obviously that last ball going for six. In my opinion, if a lad bowls three maidens in the power play in a T20 and you
Yeah.
only get, I think I might have got 110, like that's not enough. So for us to get so close and execute really well for 19.5 overs, I was really happy. Obviously, the end result is disappointing, but no, there were actually a couple of games at home in the league, which is I don't want to sound like a football manager, but it's your bread and butter,
Yeah.
where we let ourselves down in short like spells
Hmm.
and let that affect the whole result. That was the most disappointing. We did that two or three times, and I challenged the lads kind of towards the end of the season because our home record was poor, but was disappointing.
Hmm.
So yeah, so there was kind of an isolated 2 or 3 weeks at home where we were really poor, and yeah, much work to be done on that.
Absolutely. I think that ironic with the T21, of course, you scored 107 against Denby and defended it. They got to 102. And against Old Hill, you scored 107 again. And, unfortunately, the six off the last ball beat you. So you scored 108. But Sam Keeling's right, three overs for bugger all. That's the one that
Zero,
it
three
just
overs, yeah, in the power play, bowled three
just
maidens.
did
Yeah,
you didn't it, unfortunately, that day. Was there a
yeah.
turning point during the summer, that a moment where you think things just clicked, though, or the opposite fell away? I'm presuming it's that couple of 3 weeks by the sounds of things.
Yeah, so that couple of 3 weeks combined with obviously the Woollerton game, yeah, that was kind of that combined with doing pretty well in the Sunday stuff and in the T20 stuff, we kind of got a bit of a head of steam up,
Mhm.
which was really really good. Like there was one week in particular where we won the Friday night Notts T20 final, beat Woollerton, played really well. We then went away on the Saturday to Attenborough, played really well, beat them like pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
And then we played the Sunday on a tied wicket at Hucknall
Hmm.
and won in the Derby Cup against Cutthorpe, who,
Yeah.
like people watching this probably know, like a strong Premier League side with some good players, good league players. So that kind of weekend winning three on the spin was really positive. And we carried that momentum on actually throughout because that would have been kind of mid-end July, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, we carried that on, and I'd say it probably culminated. We beat Papawick at home. I thought we were really good. I was like that. That's one of my prouder wins actually. In the 7-8 years I've been doing it at Hucknall.
Absolutely.
It kind of all came together, and we
Yeah.
batted well, got a score. Should
Hmm.
have got more really, but then Bowden fielded well, took our catches, and and yeah, I was really proud of that.
Absolutely. From a captain's point of view, then, what did you personally learn this year, and what can you take into 2026?
Well, you're always learning, aren't you? I said it to the lads like, give me some runs on the board, and I back that group of bowlers and
Yeah.
us as a fielding unit to defend it. And I think we showed that in the T20 stuff in particular, but also in certain league games.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I'd say probably the biggest thing I've learned. It was a year where I felt like I had so many good and varying bowling options that actually I probably need to get out of the kind of dinosaur era of, if a bowler's bowling, he bowls X amount of overs or whatever. Because you watch England in one day cricket, for example, Adil Rashid might bowl three lovely overs and then come off for a bit. And,
Yeah.
maybe I was a bit reticent to do that because of perceived rhythm or whatever of bowlers. But yeah, maybe I'd say I took that from it, that actually being a bit more punchy with that. But bowlers are bowlers. Like they'll be grumpy for a bit and then they'll crack on and when they get the ball in their hand again, they'll want to go and impact the game. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Can't resist someone like Dan Blatherwick, gets grumpy, but get him back on anyway.
Well, that's the best time to get him back on because
Exactly.
some of his closing out spells were excellent. Yeah.
Exactly. What about your own side then? Who surprised you the most in your side this year? Who's the one that you look at and go, didn't see that coming?
I think that's hard because you obviously sign players thinking not expecting, but thinking this is a job I think they'll do.
Yeah.
I'd say that there's two that stand out. So we signed Ryan Buckley from Kimberley. I played with Ryan at County Age Group a long time ago. But I said it then, and I said it since. One of the most talented batters I've ever batted with, like pure ability to hit good balls with good shots, but
Yeah.
seemed to find the boundary. So when we signed him, it was a very clear remit that he'd come in and we'd want him to be positive and take on the power play and everything like that, which is becoming more and more prevalent if you look around club cricket. Some of the way he played on some really tough decks didn't surprise me because I know he's good, like I said, but was outstanding. Like that day at Scunthorpe, it was a really tired, dry wicket. And he, to be honest, of all the batters I saw in all three games, he looked like the best player on show quite comfortably, actually. And he was excellent. And he was doing the same at Denby before. I didn't see him get out. I was licking my wounds, unfortunately. But yes, like the way he's played and stuff has been, a breath of fresh air, really. And then the other one is maybe a little bit left field, but we've had George Blatherwick basically kind of injured for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And that was on the back of the end of 2022. He was excellent. Like he batted at 7, played really nicely, took wickets, all that stuff. And then for 2 years, we basically had him in 2.5 years, basically had him injured through various things. He came back in the kind of middle of the season. And he didn't surprise me again because I rate him really highly. But what he gave to our bowling attack, that obviously control, but quality with his spin, what he gave in the kind of middle order, he's a real dasher. If anyone's seen him running, scamperer, hits strange areas and stuff like that. And what he gives us just in the group, like infectious personality, laugh a minute. So he was, not necessarily surprised me, but I was like, wow, it's good to have him back because I remember how good he kind of was before he got injured. So,
and he'll be like having a new player next season.
Well, exactly right. A full season. I wrote it actually in our fixture card forward thing. I said 'cause this was before he got injured actually because he got injured in like March. I wrote that a full season of him is transformative for our team, and I'll probably write the same again next year. Hopefully, he stays fit all year.
Look at the opposition then. Who's the toughest opponent you came up against in the season, and whether it be a team or an individual in particular?
Yeah, I thought Hucknall's overseas seamer was elite, really. Yeah, like just a really good bowler. Like he bats. He didn't get any runs against us, but his bowling, his kind of two opening or like early spells against us in both games were of real high quality. Like quick enough to keep you honest, but just accurate. Does enough with the ball to find a nick or find a pad. I thought he was he was excellent. And another one actually, again maybe a bit of a surprise. We played Attenborough at the end of May, and they've got a young lad who is very well thought of. I think he plays hockey to quite a high level, so he doesn't play loads of cricket. But he's called Addy Badge. Young. He was on the pathway at Notts, and I don't know if he is. I don't know, but he scored 90 on quite a kind of not spicy wicket, but it had a little bit in it.
Yeah. And
he played majestically. I was really like I've known him for a while, but he played a really, really good knock. And to be honest, I wanted to give an answer. Like I'd imagine anyone who answers about the Notts League would probably say you've Raj at Hucknall. So I wanted to give a little alternative perspective because that was arguably the best innings against us I saw.
Absolutely. I'm guessing then that the next question, you've just answered it. The young player in the league that you think people may be talking about next year, it could be Addy.
Yeah, like you don't know what's going to happen, like with his hockey or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he plays a full season, there's no reason why he's got the game and all the shots to score a hell of a lot of runs.
Let's look forward to 2026. Nice and quick then. If you could take one thing from this year and take it forward into 2026, what would it be?
How we bowled and fielded as a unit in the second half of the season.
What's the one thing you know you need to improve, though, either as a team or maybe yourself?
Team, when conditions, and by conditions I mean everything, isn't going in our favour.
Yeah.
Being good enough and resilient enough and tough enough to not let that just take over the day, and being able to bounce back from it.
Yeah.
And yeah, individually, get through the first 20 balls.
And how do you keep your group motivated during the winter? Because we've got 6 months of no cricket.
Yeah. Well, we're very lucky with Hucknall that really sociable club, loads going on all the time. I'm lucky in the sense that my first team squad's a really good age. So when we do come back to train, the first team train on a Sunday night and club nets on a Tuesday, we get great attendance there. And we try and put on kind of bespoke sessions. It's not just turn up, bat and bowl with the first team session. We try and put a bit on it, whether it's like from a competitive angle, or whether it's different scenarios and stuff like that. But the motivation's all there for us, to be honest. Like we've seen what can happen if we do the right thing and play the right way. The motivation's there. We look at other teams around the league. Obviously, Cavs are Cavs. They'll always be really strong, and fair play to them.
Yeah.
But the other teams, we're like, why not? We've beaten Cavs. We've beaten in the last few years. We've, beaten Kimberley. We've beaten Woollerton. Huckney are a bit of a bogey side, but we'll beat them next year. But so the motivation's all there to go and do. Like we took the club to new heights this year, places they'd never been before.
Yeah.
And my challenge to the lads is to do that again.
Absolutely. And what's your early gut feeling for 2026 then? Do you go into it thinking optimistic or unfinished business?
Yeah, bullish. Yeah. I wish it could start tomorrow, to be honest. I'm so ready for, to get stuck in, and I think we can ruffle some feathers.
One to watch.
Yeah, well, actually, no, I want no one to watch us. I want us to surprise everyone, and end up where we think internally we should be.
Absolutely. Hey, Sam, been perfect. Back to your seat at the captain's table. Thanks for joining us, and best of luck, mate, over the winter and for 2026.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Goodbye. Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NCCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.